Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 8 of the Yellow Card Podcast. With me, as always, Chris Jones. Chris, how you feeling, my man?
Oh, dude, I'm hurting. I'm tired. This last night was a long night. Last night was a long night. Let me tell you.
It is Sunday morning, as usual, and we're ready to record episode 8, as always. First of all, allow me just to say a quick thank you to all of our followers. We're about 9 to 8 followers away from reaching 100 on under just 8 episodes. So thank you very much for your support and your love. We really appreciate that. As always, please follow the content on Couch Guy Sports. Make sure that you're checking out their merchandise, couchguysportshop.com, and give us a like, as usual, please. So, on today's episode, it is impossible not to talk about the Champions League. I mean, seriously, there was some really good material there to work with. Might touch up, might not. Manchester United against Chelsea. There's some sore spots in there, but there's some really good spots as well. And hey, who knows? Might even drop a surprise in there for next week. Who knows? If you're
Yo,
paying attention, who knows? Anyways, let's touch base on the Champions League, Chris. You and I went down each and every single match and what we thought our scores would be. There were some surprises in there that I think the soccer world's a little bit impacted with. Um, let's start. You know what? I'm gonna let you start. I'm gonna let you start and pick a match that you want to start with. I think
so
I
I
think
was
I know.
I
I
was
think I know who's gonna be the starting one. I think it's gonna be Juventus, but who
no
knows?
no no
Let's
no
see.
no no no
Let's see
no
what
no
happened
no
here.
no no no. I was actually gonna say I was gonna actually start off by saying what was your biggest surprise that you saw in the first match day more than
Oh,
anything.
I think I knew that Real Madrid was gonna lose. I didn't think they were gonna get their asses handed to though by
Dude,
Shakhtar Donetsk.
that first half was atrocious.
that
That
was
was the worst played first half I think I've ever seen.
that was brutal. I have never watched. Like I said, I have never really watched a game where Real Madrid has been handled, and not
Like that.
delicately, not delicately, like in every single way of the word, they were
Yeah.
handled.
And
Uh,
to make it even worse, Shakhtar don't didn't have 10 of their starters due to COVID, and they still beat Real Madrid 3-2.
yep, yep. So real quick, we got Zenit versus Club Braga. I think I went with that 1-0 for Club Braga. It basically
I have
came down to that. I mean, it came down to a
I
two to
have it
one.
written down. Hold the phone. You did. So both of us went 8-8 on our picks.
Oh,
On the
oh.
dot, 8-8. Score wise doesn't matter.
I think I see a
But
future for me in the Chasers podcast. I'm just kidding.
listen. At one point, I looked at I texted Fiesta and I said this kid's fucking 6-2 through the first day. I might have to ride with what he's got, and that's why. So, fun fact for you: that's why I took the tie in Real Madrid and Shakhtar Donks like you did. I took that.
Yeah.
So let's see. You got Club Brugge, right? I picked in it. Got that wrong. So 1-0 you, 0-1 me.
Yep.
Juventus for both of us. 2-0, 1-1.
Yep.
Leipzig for both of us. 3-0, 2-1. Both of us had Rennes over Krasnodar, and Rennes and Krasnodar tied. So 3-1, 2-2. Both had Barcelona. I had 4-0. You had 4-1. It was 5-1. So you are 4-1 through 5, and I'm 3-2. You took
Wow.
Sevilla over Chelsea. They tied. I actually had the draw. So that makes me 4-2, and you
Mhm.
are 4-2 through that. You had Lazio over Dortmund. I had Dortmund. Lazio won. I'll give you credit there. I had PSG over Man United. You had Man United. 2-1 on the dot, by the way. Should give you extra points for it.
I
Um,
what is that saying that's on the Chasers podcast? Oh wait, I wrote with the brand. I wrote with the brand.
ride with the brand, baby. Absolutely. Got to ride with the brand. You and I both had Salzburg. They drew with Lokomotiv Moscow.
Yep.
I had Real Madrid. You had the draw. and both of those were wrong. We both had actually no, I had Liverpool, you had a draw, and you were very close to getting the draw on that one. If Tagliafico doesn't let that in,
Yeah.
it's easily a 0-0 game. Again, another Diego special, calling the scores right in the head. This Man City game 3-1. Man City over Porto. I had 2-1. Atlantia again another Diego on the dot 4-0. I had 3. You and I both had Marseille over Olympiacos. Olympiacos won.
That was
Bayern
a
Munich.
surprise too.
Bayern Munich. I had 2-1. You had Atletico 2-1. It was Bayern Munich 4-0, which I thought was one of the biggest surprises because I
Yep.
thought Atletico was going to play them very well.
And we'll go over that one. We'll go over that one
Yep.
for sure.
And I think my favorite one, and I'm kind of mad because looking back at it, I should have took the draw like I did when I bet the game. Inter and Borussia Mönchengladbach drew. You had Inter, I had Mönchengladbach, and yeah. So 8-8 for both the boys. We're gonna go over last week a little bit, and then we're gonna do the same thing this week. We're gonna make our picks and see where we end up. So the first game I want to touch upon actually is Bayern Munich and Atletico Madrid.
Let's do it. Give us your thoughts.
Bayern Munich is just a wagon. They're just so good. That formation that they run, the 4-2-3-1, and where they have everybody is legitimately unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Lewandowski's still doing his thing, but the biggest story to me for Bayern Munich is how Kingsley Coman has played in his last 2 Champions League games.
Yep.
Scored the game winner in the final last year that won them the game, and he scored 2 beautiful goals against Atletico Madrid. All Black played pretty well. There were a bunch of them really weren't his fault. He got put in situations that, as a goaltender, you definitely don't want to be a part of. But Tolisto's goal, there is nothing you can do about that.
No.
That was a strike and a half. It was beautiful. It was just Bayern Munich basically controlled that entire game, and you could tell that Luis Suarez was not too happy. Fun fact for you: Luis Suarez's last 2 Champions League games have come against Bayern Munich, and it was 8-2 and 4-0.
Well, yeah, we all know that one. But I think for me the biggest surprise for me was with Atletico's formation. I thought for sure that Simeone was gonna put in Thomas Lemar, and I thought he was gonna put Correa in the game rather than running with Llorente and what's his name, Hector Herrera.
Yep.
When you look at the 2 goals that Kingsley Coman scored, it was right down on those 2 weak sides.
Mm-hmm.
Kingsley Coman just overtook. If you want somebody to go head to head against Kingsley Coman, you go with Correa or you go with Lemar. So I was actually surprised in that for Simeone. I agree with you. There was nothing Oblak could do on any of those goals. Those goals were just beautiful. I think for me the most emphatic strike that Bayern Munich had was Leon Goretzka. That was a bullet to the opposite
one was
side.
a good one. Yep.
That was just a bullet. So I agree with you. Bayern Munich is just they're just on a ramp. There's nothing you could do against those guys.
They're showing why they're the clear cut favorite right now to repeat.
I think actually
anything can happen. They did just lose Alphonso Davies for 6 to 8 weeks.
They did, yeah, they did. Unfortunately, I think the biggest surprise too for Bayern Munich and that actually kind of inspired them to become even more lethal was how much of a struggle they had against Sevilla, and I think the whole world kind of was put on notice when Bayern Munich made all these moves to become more of a powerhouse than they are. So moving on, I think I'm going to go with the Man City versus Porto game because
I thought we were going the other man.
No. We're going to save the best for last like we usually do. I was actually pleasantly surprised with Luis Diaz from Porto. I thought he had a really good game, and actually that that goal that he scored in the 14th minute where he just took everyone by speed. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
Hmm.
Um, but then Porto let off the gas very quickly, um, and that's where they paid the price. They really did. They had some good stuff in the bench that maybe they shouldn't have kept. And I think the 5-4-1 formation actually hurt them more than anything. Um,
Yeah.
but again, when you got a Ilya Gadungan that's playing real good, and you got Sergio Aguero that is on a revenge
Sergio,
tour,
Sergio Aguero. Yeah.
it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. Plus, you're playing the best coach in the world right now. So you kind of play fire with fire and you got burned. Um, but again, it's Porto. I don't foresee them actually being on the back seat and falling asleep. I see them taking this game as like an actual educational tool for them to realize where their biggest mess ups were.
Yeah, I think they really miss Alex Telles, but that's just me personally.
Yeah,
Um, just that formation, when you have Pepe lining up as the big center back there,
yeah,
you're gonna have some problems. He is up there in age, and when you get these speedy guys coming through like Aguero and Ryan Mahrez, especially, you're gonna need some speed to go with it. So
yeah.
I think that was their big struggle. And to be completely honest, I mean, it was a 1-1 game at the half, and then once Ilike Gundogan scored, it just kind of it opened up, and you could tell Manchester City was back in they're back with a vengeance, and they're ready to get things going.
I agree. I agree. Um, I think for Porto, they definitely need a strong right winger that's gonna be young and can bring that speed, especially when you play games like Manchester City, like you just mentioned,
Mhm.
just speed and strength.
Yeah.
Um,
Real quick before so I say we do one more game each that we want to talk about. But real quick, who was the most surprising performance that you saw, like player wise, I should say,
Player wise,
or not even surprising, more like the the player performance that stood out to you the most, I should say.
I'm gonna I'm actually gonna go um with Bruno Fernandez over the whole thing. I think the kid actually showed why he was worth so much for Manchester United. Um, he was just solid. He controlled his midfield. He knew what he was playing with. Um, and he was a solid captain. I think for him having taken the captain part of the game against PSG, um, really, really, really motivated the whole entire team as a whole to work around him, and that's why you saw the performance overall. I mean, none of the goals were actually even scored by PSG. It was a stupid own goal by Anthony Martial, who just continues to make silly mistakes. But overall, I mean, you're playing against against a very good three front with Di Maria, Mbappe, and Neymar, and for none of those guys to actually even be a remote scare against the defense that the Manchester United had, which also Axel Tuanzebe was amazingly solid. Um, that was surprising to me. So
Um, uh, so real quick, I think my most the player performance that like stood out the most for me, I think, was your boy Romelu Lukaku.
oh
Because if it
yeah,
wasn't for him, they would have lost easily 2-0. They did control the entire game, which is an issue. Like I believe that yeah, Mon- Mönchengladbach. I'll struggle every time I say it. Had 2 shots on target and both of them went.
hmm yeah, no,
Um, that was the biggest for me. I think for Man United moving forward, I think they need to stay in that 3-4-1-2. and you run with De Gea or Dean Henderson in the back. You put Lindelof, Maguire, and Zabi, like you said, and then you go Telles, you go Pogba, you go McTominay, you go Wan-Bissaka. You put Bruno Fernandes up front, and then you can go Marcus Rashford, and then either Cavani or Martial. You have three solid forwards that you can roll with. I think you have to stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was surprised when Gunnar went back to the 4-3-1-2 yesterday.
Yeah.
Or the 4-3-2-1, I should say.
4-3-2-1. Yeah. Yep. So let's touch up real quick on Lazio versus Dortmund, because we both thought Dortmund was extremely solid in their lineup. But as I mentioned, it would be a surprise for Lazio to win, and it would, Zero Immobile would be the factor. And sure enough, he was. What was your biggest concern going for Dortmund?
I didn't know what's good with Roman Berkey. Roman Berkey should be their guy in net. Don't get me wrong, Marvin Hitz is good. Don't get me wrong, but they need to run with Berkey. Berkey is the reason why they were there last year and why they were so good. Moving forward, I mean, I think they were fine. I mean, and that was the thing. Immobile scores in the 6th minute. Okay, that's fine. It's 1-0. It's early. You still have plenty of time. But then when your goalie gives up the own goal, like Marwin Hitz did, you gotta you say to yourself, you're like, what is this? And then obviously Haaland scored in the 71st minute, and there's 2-1. It could have easily been 1-1 right there. Then literally 5 minutes later, you had who was it? Akporo scored for Lazio to make it 3-1, and that's when the game ended. So if I am, if I'm Lucien Favre, I have to run with Berkey moving forward. I think.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I still don't trust Lazio move it long term. It was a good win for them. I don't like their defense. I still don't like their goaltending. So it's not for me in a sense. But
okay.
I mean, what can we do?
Yeah. Yeah. And then all right, so we touched base on Inter Milan. The blowout of the week actually between Barcelona, which was obvious, but also we got Atalanta. But again, to most surprise, was Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yeah, that had to have been the surprise. That had to have been the surprise of the day.
Yeah.
Of the first match day. 100%. There was no big time underdog that won outright like they did.
But we have some real opportunity here to discover some talent too, because we have Tete from Shakhtar Donetsk, who was incredible the whole game. He was real good.
Yep.
I thought for sure Marcelo was gonna manhandle the guy, but it actually came to the surprise that Tete was just speedy, real good with the ball on his feet, and knew how to get a handle of his field to be able to open himself up for opportunities.
And it's funny because the second that the Varane own goal went in, I said that's going to cost them down the line because because they're going to easily get 2 goals. They can easily get 2 goals, but if Shakhtar scores again, they're going to really regret the fact that that own goal happened. But also too, they had a chance to tie the game in stoppage time, and they were offsides. So they shot themselves in the foot several times that game.
Yep. All right, so let's go week 2 of this Premier League, right?
Yep.
We got some interesting matchups again. Lokomotiv Moscow versus Bayern Munich. I mean, Lokomotiv looked solid. They did. Against RB Salzburg that has a very good defense. What do you think?
Gonna ride with the brand, bro. Maybe Bayern Munich. They're too good, too good. I think Lokomotiv Moscow played really well against Salzburg, but Salzburg is not even close to the level of Bayern Munich. I'm going
No,
Bayern.
no.
I'm going Bayern 3-0.
I'm going. I'm a right with Bayern as well, but I'm actually going 4-1 for this match.
Okay.
Shakhtar Donetsk
Uh,
versus Inter Milan. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I'm still not high on Inter. Um,
Well, for
and
obvious reasons.
but um I think they're gonna get the job done. I think it's gonna be a 2-1 game. I think Shakhtar Donetsk is gonna keep it close, but I think Inter is gonna win 2-1. I think they're gonna control like they did against Mönchengladbach, but this time they're going to actually finish on their opportunities, and I think Lukaku gets both of them again.
Ooh. Predictions by Mr. Jones over here. I'm gonna go 1-1. 1-1
Taking the
for the
draw.
yep. Now this game is interesting. You got Marseille versus Manchester City.
Um, I still like Marseille, but
I do too.
I just don't think they match up well with Manchester City. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means. I'm taking Man City 2-0. I think Steve Mandanda is going to have a fantastic game for Marseille, but I think we're going to get a Raheem Sterling goal in like the 35th minute, and then later in the game, like the 82nd, we're going to get like a Raheem Mahrez goal. I'm going 2-0.
Um, as much as I like Marseille, I don't know. Just Manchester City has such a solid up front with Sergio Aguero and, like you said, Riyad Mahrez and also Gundogan. So I think it'd be a similar game to like the Porto game. So I'm gonna go 3-1 for Manchester City.
All right, let's talk Liverpool and Midtjylland.
I feel bad for Midtjylland, honestly. I really
Oh,
do.
I got so Midtjylland 4-0. I got you.
What is your guess?
Liverpool 3-0.
I think this is the blowout of the week. I'm gonna go Liverpool 5-0.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
I know.
We'll save. No, 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 no.
I was
We'll
waiting
save
for
that for
that
last.
reaction.
We'll save that for last. We'll save that for last. We'll save that for last. Let's go Atletico Madrid and RB Salzburg. What do you like?
2-1 Atletico.
I think Atletico is going to bounce back. I think that this is going to be the game that we see as Atletico being that legit threat.
Okay. All right.
But
I like it.
but I think Salzburg's defense is going to play very well. I have Atletico winning 1-0. And the only goal coming from Yao Felix. Bold predictions. Bold predictions.
All right.
Uh,
All right.
Porto and Olympiacos. Give me your thoughts.
Porto 2-0.
Ooh. Okay.
The reason I say that is obviously Luis Diaz is going to continue to have a good game. Kim and Mateo Uribe are going to have a good game together, but it's the forward that's going to be their major aid because everyone's going to be focusing on Luis Diaz and Mateo Uribe connection, leaving the forward alone for possible threats.
I'm actually going to take the 1-1 draw here.
All right.
I like Olympiacos in this spot specifically. I think that they're going to play Porto very well.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see Porto getting the goal early, but then like later in the game, Olympiacos grabbing an equalizer and just having it sit there.
Sure. No, that's very possible too.
I'm gonna take the 1-1 draw there.
All right. All right.
Atlantia and Ajax.
2-1 Atalanta. Duvan Zapata scores again.
Yeah, your Colombian connection looked very good with them.
Yeah, no, I know. Luis Muriel and him, I don't know. They got something brewing together. They really do.
I think Ajax is going to play a similar game to them
Yeah,
as they did to Liverpool. I
to
think it's going to be
Liverpool.
1-0. I think it's going to be 1-0 Atalanta, but actually somebody that's not an Ajax player scoring a goal.
Oh. All right. So you're going with the mistake.
No, I'm going with Atlanta actually scoring a goal, unlike Liverpool. So
Oh.
basically, not having Ajax give up the own goal in a sense.
All right. All right. All
But
right.
let's talk about what Diego and I both think. For you guys might not, but Diego and I both think this is going to be the game of the day on Tuesday. Real Madrid against Borussia Mönchengladbach. I don't know why I
Wow.
say it with such like emphasis.
It, it,
They're
it's
German,
uh it's some sort of German connection for you
apparently.
there. um, I honestly think Mönchengladbach snaps back to Real Madrid. Um, I'm going with
Get
the
on,
2-1 for Mönchengladbach.
get on the wagon, baby. Get on
Dude,
it.
I
I
just
told you.
I
That's the
just
team I'm riding.
the only the only concern I have here is that Real Madrid somewhat shows up again like they did against Barcelona in El Clasico, which real quick, I was not expecting that at all. I thought for sure Barcelona was going to kick their asses.
Yeah, I thought the doors are gonna go. The doors are coming off, and I thought that we would be talking about Zinedine Zidane's head getting put on a spike in Madrid as we speak.
I think
But
honestly, Real Madrid just saved his job to kind of have some sort of continuity going on. Otherwise, dude, Real Madrid is in trouble. They are in deep trouble. And all of
oh,
their
I agree.
forms have dropped incredibly. I mean,
Hmm.
even Luka Modric, even though he scored and whatnot against Shakhtar Donetsk, he just doesn't look the same guy as
I
he
mean, that was a
was.
beautiful strike. It was a good goal.
That
It was
was
a
a
good goal.
yeah.
But I'm on the same train as you. I'm riding my boys. I'm taking Munch and Gladbach, 2-1, same score.
Ex-
Um,
expect on CouchGuySportShop.com merchandise for Mönchengladbach. Thanks to
oh,
Chris Jones.
I want like full emphasis on Munch, like emphasis on it.
That is
All right, let's
hilarious.
talk. Let's talk about the Wednesday slate.
Sure.
The best game of match day I think is on the Wednesday slate. You and I can both I think agree to that. But let's talk the first one. Krasnodar and Chelsea. Thoughts on that one?
3-1 Chelsea.
Okay, 3-1. I think Chelsea's going to win. Actually, um, I was going to say 3-0, but I kind of like the 3-1 that you're putting out here. No, I'm going to be different. I'm going to go 3-0. I'm going to say we're going to get 2 goals from Timo Werner, and we're going to get a goal from Christian Pulisic.
Well, that's if he's okay after that knock that he took against Manchester United. He didn't look
I
too
think
good.
we'll see. I think it'll be fun. Um, I'm not even going to try to. That's you for the next game. Whoever PSG is playing, Istanbul.
Istanbul, Başakşehir. Yeah, Başakşehir. Yep.
PSG 4-0. And Mbappe's getting a hat trick in this game. It's happening.
I actually see PSG going 5-1, basically like Barcelona versus Ferencváros.
Okay. Speaking of Ferencváros, they're playing Dynamo Kiev that
Yeah.
we're going to be talking about right now. What a
That's a
lackluster game.
that's a that's a 3-1. That's a 3-0 for Dynamo actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ferencváros doesn't have anything. I actually feel bad for them being in this Champions League. That's not.
I was going to give the good old fashioned 1-1 draw, but now I'm actually thinking about the team that they just played, and they played very well, and they also haven't lost a game since like July. No, it was like a long time. So I'm actually gonna ride with you. I'm gonna take Dynamo 2-0 though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk Club Brugge and Lazio.
I'll go with Lazio. Lazio again. 2-1 against Club Braga. It's a good game, but Lazio has zero Immobile. He's been unpredictable all day long. What?
I'm
What?
taking the 1-1 draw. Give me the 1-1 draw.
All right. That's
That
a very possible outcome too.
that
That really is.
it's just Lazio looks so good against Dortmund. They can't look that good against against them. Speaking of Dortmund, let's talk Dortmund and Zenit.
Dortmund wins this one. There's no question. 3-1.
I am going to take Dortmund. I'm going to say 2-0.
Okay. Okay. I like it.
Sevilla and Rennes. I'm already writing down yours. I already know who you like. It's fine.
Yeah, Sevilla. I'm going
Yep.
2-0 Sevilla.
Why are you gonna take my scores, dude? I was gonna go 2-0 Sevilla. So you know what? I'm gonna be different, and I'm going to take 2-0 Sevilla.
There you go. There you go.
Uh, let's talk
Manchester United.
Diego's. Yep, let's talk Manchester United and RB Leipzig.
Oof. I mean, RB Leipzig has Upamecano in their lineup. But it is at Old Trafford, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs a win at home. Overall, because that last blowout against Tottenham is still a kick in the nuts for any Manchester United fan. So I'm going with a 2-1 victory for Manchester United. I'm
I
75% confident on that one though.
I literally just wrote down Manchester United 2-1. Before you even said it, for both sides, I wrote Manchester United 2-1. I was confident in it.
Yeah,
Now,
no, you should be.
let's talk the game of the week.
Man, the clash.
Juventus, Barcelona, 4 p.m. If you're not doing anything on Wednesday at 4 p.m., I highly expect you to watch this game. Because guess what? I don't have work on Wednesday, and I'm going to watch this game. And I can't wait. Can't wait.
Thanks for rubbing that in.
Give me your thoughts on. Listen, hey, at least it's at 4 this week and not 3.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So depending on how long it takes you to commute home, you could potentially catch the second half.
Yeah, potentially. I'm actually gonna go with a 3-1 victory for Juventus.
Ooh, saucy on them.
I say Ronaldo obviously is gonna score, but I think the biggest factors here are actually Juan Cuadrado and Paulo Dybala, because Juan Cuadrado and Felipe Coutinho have a similar game, but once Cuadrado gets going, that connection with Ronaldo, I think Barcelona is in deep trouble. Very deep trouble there.
So, what do I think the score is going to be? Well, also, I think a big thing to keep an eye out for, and I don't think people are talking about it, honestly, is the fact that Barcelona is going to be without Gerard Piqué this game. He got the red card in game 1.
Oh, shit, that's right.
Yep.
Oh.
So they don't have Piqué for Juventus.
They don't have that leader in the defense. Yeah, you're right.
Nope. So they're gonna need somebody to step up big time for them. I'm just trying to think because I think this is gonna be a great game. I mean, I think
Absolutely.
I think that don't get me wrong, I think they have a better chance to win now than they did in the Champions League final against them a few years back. But I have 2 X factors in this game, and neither of them are Ronaldo or Messi.
Okay.
For Juventus, it has to be my guy, Morata, who literally single-handedly helped them beat Dynamo.
Yep.
The first game. And for Barcelona, Anu Fati, kid is just so good. He's so legit the youngest player to score literally in every single major competition that there is. I think if he's going to play up to that level, Barcelona is going to be a tough team to beat. But I'm actually going to go 2-1 Juventus in this one. Okay. I think we're going to get a Paulo Dybala goal. I think we're going to get a Fati goal to tie it, and then I think late Ronaldo's going to get like a PK, and we're going to do the good old-fashioned 2-1 win for Juventus there.
Okay, I like that. I'm still holding on to my 3-1. I really think, like I said, I really think once Ronaldo gets going with Cuadrado or Paulo Dybala, it's game over for Barcelona. And now,
So
especially,
how
they don't have PK.
I'm trying to so how many different do we have this week? One, two. We already have three different this week. We're in on I feel like a bunch of these together, but we're on three. We're only different on three. It's the Inter game, the Porto game, and the Lazio game. Everything else we're the same. So who knows? Maybe we're just gonna rattle off good records. Maybe we're gonna stink. Who knows? We'll find
Perfect.
out. We'll find out next week. Speaking of
Perfect.
next week, you want to drop it now or you want to wait on it?
Hmm.
It's a
Hmm.
good question, right?
It is a very good question. Um,
I say we
listen,
wait on it just in case.
listen, it's episode 9. Whenever you're talking soccer and you see a number 9, you expect a big name, right? So I'm going to leave it at that. Expect a big name. Expect a big name. That's all I'm going to leave it at.
Yeah.
But to wrap this all up, we saw something extremely good about the English Premier League last night in Manchester United versus Chelsea. Just to talk real quick, two very good teams went head to head. I actually think, in a sense, Chelsea kind of lost here because of the amount of money that they put into their rebuild for this year.
Yep.
But in also another sense, Manchester United got away with murder in two occasions where the VAR should have really came in and should have been potential penalties. But there was also that potential penalty too on a Harry Maguire situation and a Scotty McTominay situation. So, in your opinion, Chris, what you thought of the game?
Um, just looking at it, I mean, it just looked like Manchester United just controlled it in a sense, basically. But I think moving forward, we're gonna see you're gonna see Mendy in net
Oh yeah,
for Chelsea. But I think Lampard's big issue is he has to find a way to get Hakeem Ziyech in the lineup. And this is where I think they're in trouble here, is because you got guys like Tammy Abraham that's still coming off your bench. You have Mason Mount, Hakeem Ziyech, Kovacic, uh, Giroud. You have names that need to play. So trying to organize all these names into a formation, it's tough.
yeah.
So I think um, they're going to have to figure out a way to get this going because they're sitting at seventh right now, and they're 2-3-2, I believe. Let me uh,
I think that's correct.
2-3-1, excuse me.
Okay.
But just the way that they line up, it's nerve wracking to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know. I just don't know what to expect from them,
Mm.
honestly. But I think for Man United moving forward, they need two things. And you and I talk about this every week, at least one of them. Donny Van de Beek needs to be playing no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get Donny Van de Beek in the lineup. Start him. The second thing, honestly, you gotta get away from the 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
They had success against PSG, which is the top team in the world, running the 3-4-1-2. And I think that's the formation that this team is built for. You need to put Lindelof, Maguire, and Axel, how do you say his last name properly before?
Tuanzebe?
Yeah, Tuisebe
Yep.
in the back end. Then you literally go Wan-Bissaka on the right, your two middles. You can go Donny Van de Beek and Paul Pogba. And then you have Alex Telles on the left, Bruno Fernandes in the middle, and then you rotate between Rashford, Martial, Cavani, and Greenwood. You still have four names right there that you can use up front. And also, too, McTominay can play very good as a center back.
Yeah.
Put him in the back end if you need guys there. It's just I just don't know what he's doing with this 4-2-3-1. You keep giving time to James, and Wamon is played well. Don't get me wrong, but
Mhm.
you have to figure out the answer, and the answer for me is to go to the 3-4-1-2.
So while I agree with you with that 3-4-1-2 formation, um, real quick, Chelsea, I agree with you. They have to they have to sort out their formation going forward and who deserves minutes and who doesn't. It's clear Mendy is the goalie from now on. I mean, if it wasn't for Mendy, that strike from Marcus Rashford on the 93rd minute, that would have got in. There's no question that would have got in. Um, but secondly, Manchester United needs to figure out a consistent and solid formation going forward. Um, you got a good problem though, because you got Juan Mata, who is connected extremely well with Bruno Fernandes, and it was clear yesterday's game and the game before that. Um, Daniel James, in that new position that he's playing, it's not new to him because that's a position he should be playing, but it is new results for Manchester United. Um, I like to see the kid play more because I mean you spend money on the kid, so you kind of have to make something out of it, right? Um, but I think for Mason Greenwood, for him, he needs to show up a little bit more into practice and kind of outsmart Anthony Marshall. Um, because if he does that, if he's put up front with an Edison Cavani going forward, the kid actually has a very bright future. Because while Edison Cavani is 33, Mason Greenwood, it's only what 19, 21, so something along those
19,
lines.
just turned
And
19.
and the kid could learn so much from Edison Cavani right now. He could, in fact, moving forward, be one of the most amazing strikers in the universe in the next 5 years if he does take advantage of learning from people like Edison Cavani and people across the world. Um, for me, I would like to see a Manchester United that is lined up basically in a kind of in a 4-3-3 formation, but not a 4-3-3. Um, I would like to see Henderson in the back. I like to see Wan-Bissaka and Tejas as my left and right defending wingers. I like to see Tuanzebe and McTominay in the back because I thought Tuanzebe was as strong as he could have possibly been. I like to see. I agree with you, Donny Van de Beek and um, actually not even Pogba because Pogba is still struggling to get into form. Um, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I like to see Pogba and Van de Beek. I actually like to see Daniel James and Marcus Rashford as my wingers, and I like to see Cavani and Greenwood up front. Actually, hang on off of that. Instead of Pogba, I like to see Bruno Fernandes there because then you have an actual lethal front four that you don't know if you're actually playing a 4-3-3, a 4-4-2, or a 4-2-4. And that's why you
Yeah,
design it that way because at any point, still Manchester United can be lethal. Um, but again, I agree with you. It's up to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to figure it out. He does have a really good problem there. It's strong players now that are getting into shape. So who knows? It. I do wish for Manchester United to turn it on right now because standing at the 15th spot right now in the table when you have that many good players doesn't really send a good signal to anybody.
right.
Um, but I was pleasantly surprised with what I saw at the Champions League. So while I'm worried about the Premier League, I'm not too worried about the Champions League one bit.
Yeah,
So, um, but anyways, that wraps it up for Chris Jones and I for episode 8. Like I said, expect a big name for episode number 9 with a number 9 jersey. And as always, please hit that follow button on @podcastcard for Twitter. Hit the Couch Guy Sports Twitter page as well. Make sure you're giving those guys a follow and reading their content. And as always, please follow us on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify, which we are now in Spotify as of last week. Thank you so much for listening, and tune in on episode number 9 next Sunday. Big name coming up. Big name. Thank you as always. See yous.